Hello there, my name is Davis and welcome back to the Road to Glory FIFA 21. And we are starting things off after yesterday's disaster of the EA servers by building a FUT Champs squad, because once again there was no FUT Champs on Friday and now I've got to play as many games as possible on Saturday and early Sunday, and then the rest will be done on awful connection in a Scotland hotel. So starting things off, I have grinded out the Rule Breakers Mukiele card for fullback. It's a very, very good looking card. Currently using Mbabu at fullback down that right side. This is the team I used. Put Cantona into the team for the last couple of games just to grind up the win. I found there was one guy who just AFK'd. He went 1-0 down. As soon as he went 1-0 down, he AFK'd, and I was able to do all of the objectives against him, more or less, bar the wins. So the rest of the games were just grinds, to grind out the few games to get those wins in. But if I quickly go on to my other side, I'm still in the process of making it. This is what it looked like, bar Tadic. I used him for one of the objectives, trying to do the Champions League objectives yesterday, which I unfortunately didn't have enough time to finish. But in can come Mukiele at fullback. Very, very strong card, to be fair. One I'm looking forward to using. And I've also got I've got Conrad Lema in the midfield, who he's a decent card. I don't know if he's better or worse than Zakaria. He does get the strong link from Mukiele, gives a weak link into Delaney, who I'm unsure if I'm going to use yet. I'm thinking I might prefer Upamecano's inform card. He is expensive. He's shot up in price since the Mukiele came out yesterday. Currently sitting at 217k, which is a pretty huge rise. Rose about 50k off yesterday. Yesterday at 5, he was sitting at about 170. I'm not saying that's just about 40k rise, 50k rise, which isn't ideal. Didn't really want me paying 200k on a centre back, but it is what it is, and it'll give a very, very good link into that back line, and will allow us to play potentially a French centre mid in that CDM slot rather than Lima. In terms of my coins, currently I'm sitting on 400k. I went to bed quite late last night. Managed to get a few cheap Gareth Bales and Alphonso Davises. These are just players that I didn't sell yesterday. Accidentally sent them up for 6 hours, so they got 20 minutes left on them. I don't think they'll sell. I did pick them up for about 37k, so I was hoping to make a bit more. I did have a lot more. I also had a few Ousmane Dembélés which did sell for a few k profit, as well as a few more Gareth Bales, which also sold through the night to lazy buyers. I'll probably drop these prices quite a fair way down by 4 or 5k. Chuck them back up, try and get them sold before 6 o'clock, before any new promo packs or lightning rounds go out, just to get our coin balance back up to 800. It's sitting at around 850, 900, and that is how we are looking. I do really need to start playing FUT Champs, so I've been putting it off, but I think I'm just going to need to buy at least a cheap side just for now, just to get the first few games out of the way, and hopefully we can get off to a good start again. Alright, so the team is assembled. I've slapped on chemistry styles on every single one. I didn't do that last week, and it is looking a lot more expensive than last week, to be fair. And to be fair, I'm quite liking it. I've liked that we've managed to get our red pick in there, KUDUS, who actually looks not that bad, especially with the Deadeye chem style on him. Boosts his shooting and passing, which is quite low, and then the rest of the card, 90 pace, 85 dribbling, 83 physical, is very, very good, especially for an 81 rated. Doniel up top, the old favourite, alongside Quincy Promes, and Memphis Depay. I don't know, because currently I'm using the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Obviously it only really accommodates for 3 attackers up front, but obviously we got the centre mid making late runs. I'm thinking I'm going to keep KUDUS in the midfield spot, see how he does, because he's very well rounded. If not, I'll play him either up front or in cam and play Depay in the centre mid role. I'm going to play for the first few games, see how it goes anyway. Hopefully they do alright with it. In terms of the other players, we've got a cheap option in Hassam Awar at right centre defensive mid. I got an anchor chem style on him just so he screens the back four. He's pretty good on the ball, and I don't need him to be making all the tackles, as long as you can intercept a few and break up the play every now and again. The main job of that, though, is for Thomas Partey. Nice link into KUDUS, the Ghana link, and obviously from La Liga, strong link into Lodi and weak link into Longley, and that makes up the back. That's the left side of the back four. Partey will drop into defence. He'll be doing the Zakaria role of last week. He'll drop in to make a back three and step out with the ball. And hopefully we can do well with this. A lot more expensive. Don't actually have any. I'm down to 10k now, but I do have maybe like 300, about 400k sitting here between all them, which would allow me to maybe upgrade Awa once he sells. I don't really know who I'd get in there. There is another rule breaker card from the French league. I think his name is Andre from Lille. Is it Lille? Yeah, from Lille. He's sitting at about 100k. Looks like a decent cheap option, to be fair. And probably would do a better job in there than Awa. But he wouldn't get full chem because doesn't get a strong link from anyone and misses out on a link from Promes. So it's either that, or I could maybe get a cheap icon who would obviously get a full chem, would give chem into everyone as well. So we'll see how that goes. It's got an hour and a half until 6 o'clock. They could release something again, maybe another SBC or objective player. Highly doubtful. But hopefully the servers don't go down again, and I can get through a couple of early games of Foot Champs. Alright, so seven wins and 2 losses, 9 games out of the way already. Currently about 10:30. And 7-2, it's not too bad. You would have just seen 3 matches of gameplay or the highlights from them games. The one game was a little bit mental. We were 3-0 up within 16, 17 minutes, and the only way I could describe it was the guy playing that passed the controller to his bigger brother or his friend or whoever owns the account, and the game completely flipped on its head. And from that point, I don't even think I registered a shot on target. He ended up turning the game round, winning 5-3. Just couldn't create anything. He sat back, defended very, very well, and kept hitting me. Scored goal after goal. I think it was back to 3-3 by maybe half-time, or 3-2 by half-time. And by that point, my head had gone a bit, and unfortunately, that was the first loss. The second loss was off camera, a 2-1 loss, just unable to create again. And the last game I played, I went 3-0 down. Unfortunately, I didn't record it because it was a mental game. 3-0 down, brought it back to 3-2. He went 4-2. Scored 2 goals in the last 5 minutes to even it up, make it 4-4. Went 6-4 down in the first half of extra time, and scored in the 119th and 123rd minute to take it to penalties, where we got the win. So that was mental. Had to take a step back from it after that and take a breather, because the games were getting away from me a little bit. Got very, very lucky to win that one, but very happy to be 7-2. In terms of the side and how it's playing, I'm actually quite happy with it. I think Doniel, he needs to go. He's been outgrown. He was probably outgrown last week, to be honest, but he was my only striker, really. And he's really quite struggling this week. Definitely not scoring as many, not getting in as many goal-scoring positions either. But other than that, it's been a pretty solid performance. Mukiele at right back is unbelievable. I'd highly recommend anyone who was thinking about getting him, just go and do him. It took me 5, 6 matches. I think it was 6 matches in friendlies. And he has been a standout performer at the back. Got an anchor on him, boosts his pace, defending and physical, and even though his defending is baseline 77, it doesn't feel like he's very good at tackling. He can get forward as well, can put a decent pass in, and one of the more unrealised potential of him is he's got a very, very good dribbling with good reactions and good composure, which means he very rarely gives the ball away or makes sloppy passes, despite having not the best passing. He always seems to be quick on the ball because of them reactions as well. And yeah, he has been very, very good for me so far. Another player I'm very, very surprised by is KUDUS, our red pick from this week, playing in a centre mid role, more or less, an attacking centre mid, making late runs into the box. See there, 7 goals from 13 games and 3 assists from centre midfield, more or less. He means he has been getting forward, and he's been doing a job. Pulled me out of the shit a few times, scored the winning, the equalising 2 goals in the last game in the 6-6, scored a couple in the highlights, and he's done a bit of a job for us. Thomas Partey been fantastic, just dropping into the defence, and Awar's done okay, shielding. I usually bring him off at half-time for Thomas Delaney. Delaney plays into the Partey role, and Partey does the screening then. It seems to work pretty well so far. And Memphis Depay, the last one, playing striker, so he's I played for the first 4 games thinking he was left-footed, but turns out he's right-footed. So still yet to really use him to his full potential. 7 goals, 2 assists in 9 games isn't too bad though. And Quincy Promes, I just love him. The back two, it's nice to have a back two as well. Last week we had Militao and Akanji, and it's mad how much of a difference a quality back two is. The leaps and bounds beyond both of them. Upamecano, very good, very strong. There's been a couple of goals very similar to each other where the strikers taking a big touch but not the double tap, are just sprint, like a big sprint touch. And I've thought I've been able to tackle it, but I've kind of run inside the attacker and the ball, and they've got through on goal and scored from it. I don't know if that's down to the defenders or just down to gameplay wise, but that is something I've noticed is a weakness. They don't snap onto challenges. Sometimes they miss out on challenges, which is the only downside I've found so far. And Ter Stegen done okay, saved what he's needed to, let a few in, but most of them he's been unable to do much about. So that is the team so far. It's got me 9 games a win, almost a third of the way in, and it's doing a decent job. So I got 350k back in the bank. Everything sold. All the bales sold. Unsure whether to bring in a new player to change for Marlon. I'm thinking maybe baby Dennis Bergkamp. I had him last year, and I had his prime or his mid card last year, and I loved him. I love Bergkamp, and he'd fit perfectly into the team. But it would mean losing the rest of that coin balance and being unable to trade properly, more or less. So depending on, we do have some packs, depending on how these packs go will probably determine whether or not I buy an upgrade on Doniel. Hopefully we can pack something decent. It's been a few days, it's been over a week now without anything decent. Didn't really get anything from Rivals rewards or Foot Champs rewards. Didn't get anything yesterday from all the packs we accumulated, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get something decent. Done most of the SBCs in that section, and that's all these packs more or less. There is a new SBC player out from the Bundesliga, Malong. He looks a decent player, as we get nothing from this pack. I do think most of these packs are untradables. There's a lot of them from objectives. We'll open the 75 rare player. Could be anything. But yeah, the Malong looks a decent player. Don't think I'll be doing him. Even though we have got a bit of a Bundesliga theme down the one side. He's not someone who's very easy to link, being from the team he's from. I can't remember the team he's from, but Cameroon as well. It's not really a heavily linked country. I think the only one I can think of is Samuel Eto'o, who's a ridiculously priced icon this year. So don't think we'll be doing him, even though he does look like a decent player. We'll go for the Prime Mixed Players pack. Still nothing so far. Nothing again. Get ourselves Ottavio from Porto. Might be a player we already have. Not. Yeah, is he from the French league? The menus are very, very laggy tonight. He looks like he could go for a little bit, but not yet. Most of these I'll just keep. I'll end up keeping on to, because they do boost in price a little bit when the league SBCs come out. So it's nice to have the club full of silvers and silvers and bronzes from the obscure teams in the top leagues, because that's when usually their prices go through the roof. You're looking at like lower league teams or lower team players, silvers and bronzes. They just very hard to come by, and they shoot up by a couple of K. So we get Lucif and Gusens and Theo Walcott. I wonder if he's tradable. He's not, so unfortunately down into the quick sell. Not nothing promising just yet. We'll open our Electrum Players Pack, 1 rare in there, 6 gold, 6 silver. Highly doubt we'll get anything of note. We don't. We get Ortiz. It is all untradeable anyway. Thankfully we can get rid of these. Hopefully they sell for a little bit. If not, they'll get discarded and the rest can go into the club. Last 4 packs, we'll go for the premium gold pack. Blue card, UCL card, or is it Libertadores? That is Shaqiri. It is Shaqiri. Don't know how much they're going for now. The UCL cards, they were going for a little bit yesterday. He might be going for a little bit, if anything really. 1,300 coins, 800 on bid. So I'll keep on to them because it's nice to have them because of the SBCs, the UCL marquee matchups. Usually they get quite expensive for that. And the last 3 packs, the 2 rare players pack. Can we have anything of note? No, we can't. We get Mandy from Real Betis. And Alex Moreno, also from Real Betis. nice little link there between them two. We'll go for the rare gold next. It's usually depending on different amounts of rare players or players in these packs. But nothing again, not even a board. Get Versalco from Atletico Madrid. We already have him. Get a nice another UCL rare. Hopefully he's untradeable, so he gets discarded. And on to the final pack for another dismal pack opening. We have a rare Electrum Players pack. Can we get anything from these? No, we can't. Left back Ismaili, someone we just put into an SBC, and that is how we finish off another awful pack opening. Roniger, send him up to the transfer list. Send the rest to the club. The club is getting quite stacked now. We have quite a lot of players in there. But still no other decent players pulled. I might actually, do I risk a single pack, a prime gold players pack with coins? Still yet to put any money on the account, which is pretty good for me, to be honest. Yeah, fuck it. 45k, can we get anything? Gotta make 45k back, basically. First pack I've bought outside of bronze and silver packs this year. Can we get anything decent? Selling inform? Sweden, striker, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So that's not too bad. An 85 rate is a walkout as well. We could have anything behind this, I think. Don't think he goes for much, probably 10-15k. And we don't get anything big. Zlatan's going for, as I expected, around 15k. Paulinho's a decent card, could be going for a little bit. He can go up, and the rest can go up, but definitely not 45k's worth of pack. So unfortunately we lose out there, but you don't buy the ticket, you don't win the raffle, and unfortunately that is where we end for today's episode. It's another slog on a Monday. It looks like gonna travel up to Scotland tomorrow on the Sunday, play a couple of games in the night, and then playing most of my games on the Monday evening once again. Hopefully I got close-ish to Gold 1 with a better side now. Hopefully I can make it into Gold 1 again. I was pretty consistent in there last year, but hopefully we can do it this week, get those better packs, and make our side slightly better. And that's where I'm going to end it. If you leave a like, if you liked it. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. Let me know I'm doing wrong. Let me know I'm doing right. Comments always help me out. And if you want to stay up to date with any other series, you can always subscribe. The uploads have been a little slow just because I've been working away from home. But I try to upload as much as I can when I can. And yeah, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Davis. Good night.